back to the channel. Today we're going to unravel some incredibly complex events in Genoa. Rumors are circulating around the Newman family, but what's the truth? In this video, I'll summarize the plot points that will be revealed in the next episode. Stay tuned to see what happens.
Welcome back to the channel. Today is a great day to immerse ourselves in the madness unfolding on screen. Victor may demand that Nikki choose clearly between their marriage and her long-standing friendship with Jack. Nikki won't betray Victor, but she also won't accept being controlled by him. This could quickly derail their reconciliation, adding to the plot tension and potentially leading to worse outcomes. We have plenty to discuss, from shocking medical crises to toxic marriages and explosive revenge plots. So let's get started and analyze it all. I cannot believe they are doing this again. I mean, seriously, are we actually watching Victor Newman pull the exact same toxic, controlling garbage that he has been pulling for decades? I am sitting here typing this up late at night because I am so worked up after watching the latest episode, and I just need to vent to people who actually get it. Can we talk about this absolute mess? Because Victor Newman is officially on my last nerve, and I am not holding back tonight. I know some people are loving this whole ruthless Victor resurgence, but personally, I am so utterly exhausted by his constant need to dictate every single breath his wife takes. Nikki is literally facing a terrifying medical crisis, and what is Victor doing? He is throwing a massive, jealous temper tantrum over Jack Abbott. I just can't. I was literally screaming at my screen. And let's just talk about Nikki for a second, because my heart is absolutely breaking for her. The poor woman is losing her vision. She has this terrifying tumor pressing on her optic nerve. She is dealing with the terrifying flare-ups of her multiple sclerosis, and she is terrified of going completely blind. I've been watching this show for years, and I have seen Nikki go through the ringer: the alcoholism, the MS, the kidnappings, the endless family drama, but this feels so raw and so real. She is terrified, and she is trying to put on a brave face, but you can see the absolute panic in her eyes. And instead of her husband being her rock, instead of Victor just holding her and telling her they will get the best doctors in the world and fight this together, he is making it about his own bruised ego. How selfish can one man be? Because instead of focusing on Nikki's failing health, Victor is obsessing over Jack Abbott. He actually had the audacity to give Nikki an ultimatum. He demanded that she choose between their marriage and her lifelong friendship with Jack. Are you kidding me, Victor? After everything you have done? You literally brought Patty Williams, a known, dangerous psychopath, back into town, funded her, and orchestrated a plot that led to Jack being drugged and assaulted on an abandoned yacht. And you expect Nikki to just nod and smile and cut off one of her oldest friends because your fragile masculinity can't handle it. It is so completely toxic. I mean, I love the drama, but Victor is being an absolute monster right now. So Victor and Nikki agreed to a fresh start? Yeah, right? Remember when they tried this fresh start nonsense back in the day? It never works. It didn't work then, and it is definitely not going to work now. A fresh start requires actual change, and Victor Newman is physically incapable of changing. He makes these grand promises. He buys her expensive things. He tells her she belongs at the ranch. But the second she steps out of his carefully drawn lines, he loses his mind. This peace they supposedly have is so incredibly fragile that a gentle breeze could shatter it. And with Nikki's health deteriorating rapidly and her keeping secrets about just how bad it really is, that peace is basically a ticking time bomb. But let's look at Jack's role in all of this. Jack is totally becoming the ultimate wedge between Victor and Nikki. And honestly, I am kind of here for it. Jack is hurting right now, too. Diane is furious with him. His marriage is on the rocks. He just got stabbed by Patty, and he needs a friend. And guess what? Nikki needs a friend too. Victoria actually set this up, asking Jack to be a secret confidant for Nikki because she knows Victor will just try to control the narrative. Jack and Nikki have this deep, complicated history. They understand each other in a way that Victor will never understand Nikki, When Nikki is with Jack, she doesn't have to pretend to be the perfect Newman matriarch. She can just be vulnerable. And Victor's jealousy over that is eating him alive. He sees Jack providing the emotional support that he is failing to provide, and it makes him furious. And I am so incredibly proud of Nikki for standing her ground. She told Victor straight to his face that she is not going to betray him, but she is also not going to let him control her. Yes, Nikki. Finally, she is setting boundaries. She knows that if she gives in and cuts Jack out of her life just to appease Victor's paranoia, she will lose a piece of herself. She refuses to be his puppet anymore. But at the same time, she loves Victor. That is the tragedy of Nikki Newman. She loves this man who constantly hurts her. She doesn't want to betray him, but she cannot survive in a cage, even if it is a gilded one at the Newman Ranch. Am I the only one who thinks she should just pack her bags and move into the GCAC permanently? Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the absolute chaos happening with the rest of the Newman family, because Victor isn't just losing control of his wife, he's losing control of his entire family. Victoria is actively rebelling against him. She is furious about the Chancellor mess. She is furious about how he is treating Nikki. And she is actually helping Jack and Nikki meet up in secret. Victoria is finally seeing her father for the manipulative dictator he is, and Adam. Adam is out in Vegas slipping right back into his dark spider persona, playing dangerous games with Riza and Matt Clark. Victor thinks he is the grand puppet master, but all his strings are snapping. Okay, back to the point. We have to talk about Nick. This fentanyl storyline is absolutely destroying me. Nick is spiraling so fast and so hard, and it is adding this unbearable layer of stress onto Nikki. She is already dealing with a brain tumor and MS, and now she has to watch her golden boy son turn into a drug addict. It is too much for one mother to bear, and Victor's solution: lock Matt Clark in a gym and try to force Nick into a secluded rehab. Victor thinks he can just throw money and intimidation at the problem and it will go away, but addiction doesn't work like that. Nick is hiding his drug use, he's lying to his family, and he is walking right into Matt Clark's deadly traps in Las Vegas. We saw Matt Clark literally kidnap Nick, lock him in a room, and force him to watch humiliating videos of himself high on drugs. Matt is psychologically torturing Nick, breaking him down piece by piece. And Nick is so desperate for a fix that he's taking fentanyl from random dealers. It's a complete tragedy. Nikki knows her son is suffering, and her maternal instincts are screaming at her to help, but her own failing body is betraying her. So while the Newmans are imploding from the inside, the Abbotts are gearing up for an all-out war. Kyle is absolutely out for blood, and I do not blame him one bit. Victor almost got Jack killed by bringing Patty back to town. Kyle went to the jail, made a deal with the devil Patty, and found out Victor was the mastermind behind everything. Kyle is young, he is angry, and he is reckless. He is teaming up with Adam, he is exchanging secrets with Victoria, and he is ready to burn Newman Enterprises to the ground. How far will the Abbotts go? I honestly think they will go all the way. Jack is usually the moral compass, but Victor crossed a line that cannot be uncrossed. But this is where it gets incredibly messy. If Jack is going to war with Victor, how is that going to affect his secret friendship with Nikki? Will Jack use Nikki's vulnerability against Victor? I want to believe Jack is better than that, but grief and anger can make people do terrible things. If Victor forces Nikki to choose, and the Abbotts are actively trying to destroy Victor's legacy, Nikki is going to be caught right in the middle of a war zone. Her stress levels are going to go through the roof, which is the absolute worst thing for her MS and her tumor. I am terrified that this corporate and personal warfare is going to literally kill Nikki. Diane is teaming up with Victor to launch a hostile takeover of Jabot just to punish Jack. So Jack is getting hit from all sides. He's trying to save his company from his own wife and Victor. He's recovering from a literal stab wound, and he's trying to be a good friend to Nikki. The collateral damage is going to be astronomical. And then we have Matt Clark, this guy. I can't even with him. He is playing this whole I have amnesia, I'm a changed man card, and Phyllis is actually falling for it. Phyllis, girl, what are you doing? Matt is a monster. He is holding onto secrets that are going to destroy everyone. He knows what Adam did. He is manipulating Nick's addiction, and he is playing Victor like a fiddle. If Matt's secrets come out, if he reveals his true agenda, it is going to blow up Genoa City. I mean, he literally has Nick and Adam chained up in a basement in Vegas with a bomb. Matt is a ticking time bomb himself, and I am just waiting for the explosion. Matt's fake amnesia is the most infuriating plot device ever, but it's working. He has Phyllis wrapped around his finger. Phyllis actually thinks she can use Matt against Victor, but Matt is playing her too. And Jill's secret about Kane being the true heir to Chancellor is going to shatter Lily. Lily just handed Chancellor over to Kane, thinking she was in control, but she's just a pawn in Jill's grand design. When these secrets detonate, Genoa City will never be the same. Whose secrets will destroy who first? Will Matt's psychotic revenge plot kill the Newman brothers? Or will Jill's corporate betrayal push Billy into doing something unforgivable to Kane and Lily? There are so many moving parts right now, and every single one of them is heading straight for a brick wall. It is all coming to a head, you guys. Every single storyline is converging into this massive, explosive climax. Victor is trying to control a wife who is going blind and seeking comfort in the arms of his worst enemy. He is trying to control a son who is drowning in fentanyl and being tortured by a psychopath. He is trying to control a daughter who is actively plotting against him. And he is trying to fight off an Abbott family that is out for pure, unadulterated revenge. Victor Newman has finally bitten off more than he can chew. He built this empire on lies, manipulation, and fear, and now the foundation is crumbling beneath him. So, will Victor and Nikki's love survive? I honestly don't know anymore. I want to say yes, because they are Victor and Nikki, the ultimate super couple. But how much can one woman take? How many times can Victor prioritize his hatred for Jack over his love for his wife? If Nikki's health takes a turn for the worse, and Victor is too busy plotting revenge to be there for her, I think she might finally walk away for good. And honestly, she should. She deserves peace. She deserves to heal without a dictator breathing down her neck. But let's be real, the writers love making them suffer. I am dreading next week's episodes, but I also can't wait to watch. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because my brain is spinning.